Hello, snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host, Avran LeFeber, and this is Boot Fitting 101. In this video, we're going to discuss the advantages versus disadvantages of getting an aftermarket liner. When it comes to deciding whether you need an aftermarket liner or you don't, you really just need to ask yourself, does your liner look like this? Because if it does, you probably need an aftermarket liner. But there are some things that you need to look at. Is your shell still intact and not completely worn out? And that's going to be a big determining factor. If your shell of your boot is still solid, like the tread's good, there's no blowouts, there's no weird creases or pressure points or anything, then yes, you probably should look at an aftermarket liner. So when it comes to choosing your liner, there's two types of liners you can get. The preformed one, like the Remind over here, or the unformed plug liner like the Intuition over here. Each have their pros and cons. With the preformed liner, you can slip it right in, trim your footbed if you need to for it, and you're good to go. It's also a snowboard specific liner, which means it has that perfect lateral flex to it versus say something like this tour liner, which is going to be a little bit stiffer laterally, which is not a bad thing if you need stiffness. But going back to the plug liner right here, you have to have this heat molded and not on stacks. It has to be done in a convection oven. So you cannot mold this at home unless you got a convection oven and you know what you're doing, which this is Boot Fitting 101, and that's more of a 201 type of scenario. Going into that, this one is specifically designed for snowboard use. It is not a 1-to-1 sized liner, however, and 1-to-1 means that for every size of a snowboard boot, whether it's a 10, 10.5, 11, 11.5, there is a new last. So the 11, the 11.5 are the same. It's going to come down to the thickness in the footbed. One of the big advantages of a plug liner like this is that it does get a deeper mold to it when you have it properly heat molded. It is going to wrap around your ankle, your forefoot, your instep better than a stock insole like this. Even though this is an Intuition liner, these just have a higher end Intuition foam to them that allows for a better mold. One of the more common questions that I get asked about going with a plug liner like this is from people that have bought their boot just a little too big and they're saying they want to put in a smaller liner and then mold it. Well, you're still going to have that excess space up in the toe and around the foot, which means you're either going to have to put a ton of foam in there, or you're probably more than likely going to leave it as is after you mold it, and then your liner is just going to slide around and you're going to get toe bang. And toe bang isn't fun. That's how you lose toenails. One of the things I want to warn you guys about if you do decide to go with a plug liner like this one right here is that they sometimes shrink when you mold them in that convection oven. That foam just constricts. I have had it happen to me. If I was going to push you guys to getting a specific aftermarket liner, I would go with the Remind solution here, or even the Intuition tour liner. That way, you've got something that's preformed, you can slip right in. Now, I know some of you might be saying, but hey, my internal harness in my boot is actually connected to my shell like this K2 is here. What about that internal harness on the line? You can leave it on and get extra tight, or you can just unlace it, pull it right out, and use your boot's internal lacing option and not have to worry about it. Alright guys, hopefully you learned a little something about aftermarket liners and it's going to help some of you with your fit issues. If you're going to get one of these, leave me a comment down below and let me know which one you're going to get. And if you're not going to get one of these, still leave me a comment down below. I'm lonely and I need something to read. As always, you trolls will probably leave me a comment telling me I don't know my ass from a hole in the ground, but I know more than you and that's all that matters, so go fuck yourselves. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications, set it to always, that way you're always going to be able to know when we got a new video coming out, because Boot Fit Month isn't over yet. And if you really want to support us, check out Angrysnowboarder.vip. The community we have over there really wanted boot fitting videos, so we gave it to all you snowboarders of the internet for the month of July. Those guys have helped fund this whole series, and you could be one of our new members that allows us to fund other series we're working on and other big projects. Plus we have perks like stickers. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.